You look sunburnt.
No, I'm tanned.
Well, I don't know.
I'm
It's quite
very, I'm
red.
nicely
It's
tanned.
quite red.
No, it's not. It's brown. It's
It's
the
not. It
coloring
looks
of
very
the.
pink.
No, it's not. It's this the lighting.
Well, I don't think that's true.
Well, you're just seeing it through one lens,
Well, I'm.
literally.
All I can do is describe what's coming through my screen.
Why don't?
You
Well,
seem very sensitive about this. Have I touched a
no, I'm
nerve?
not. No, I'm not. I'm not fucking sensitive about it.
Well, it just seems like you're reacting very strongly.
Can you see this?
Yeah, that's a little, yeah, that's a little bit more tan, I suppose.
It's lighting. Sorry, I had to get up to change the angle there.
I don't know. Do you see
I look
how?
great.
Well,
I'm getting, dude. I'm getting probably 8 to 10 compliments per fortnight.
and how much was the spray tan?
Well, it's more of a tanning oil.
It's a balm.
No, it's the tanning oil that I use instead of sunscreen. That works as a sunscreen.
Is it coconut butter?
No, it's tanning oil. You've never heard of tanning oil, have
Are
you?
you actually serious? Are you using a tanning oil? Okay, he's got up out of his seat.
Reef. Coconut.
Sunscreen oil, coconut oil. See, I said it was what I said.
Coconut oil. SPF 15.
SPF 15 is very low.
Very low. I was previously on a 6, so I've upgraded.
So what? Where's this come from? Why do you want a tan?
Your boy likes to tan.
No, he doesn't. He's never liked to tan before.
Well, your boy changes.
2022.
Yeah.
Bring on the brown.
This is actually not that new of a thing. It's just you've not heard about it.
Well, I know what tanning oil is. I just haven't seen any evidence that it ever was a thing that you did.
Well, you've seen me look incredibly lovely and bronze on camera multiple times. You saw me when you were
I
down
assumed
last
that was
time.
a fake spray tan. But you're telling me now that you apply a Bernie lotion to go out there to get that good broil on, and
Yeah.
and you like the way it looks.
I do like the way it looks, and I feel better when I have a bit of color in my skin. I also love going. I just also love spending heaps of time in the sun, and listening to music or writing poetry.
So are you wearing a hat?
No,
You go hatless.
I wear basically nothing.
Okay, well that's very revealing. Just your tidy
gotta get
whities.
You gotta get even. I want everything to
Are
be
you?
equally tan.
What? When did this happen?
Why is
What are
this
you
so-
doing? Going lying on the beach and sunbaking?
Why is this so surprising to everyone?
Because it just doesn't fit with the expected behaviors.
Doesn't it?
You're
though?
not a person that
Fat
looks like they
vanity.
like being out in the sun.
What? You don't know me at all.
I'm saying
You
that
know,
you don't look like a person. I'm talking.
Because I'm not dark enough.
Well, you shouldn't have the
know,
self-confidence to get out there
What do you mean?
just
Without a shirt on.
without your shirt on.
Just because you're benching 60
I don't know. I'm not
kilograms?
ready to get my shirt off. What are you talking about?
I think you're ready.
Oh, well, thank you.
I like it.
Okay, tell me
Getting
more
your shirt
about
off a
this
bit more.
reef.
Sponsor
Have you
of
ever
the
been?
podcast.
Have you ever been snorkeling?
I have hated it. Hate
Yeah.
it. I don't get it because what is snorkeling? It's like you're just on the surface of the water looking. I mean, it's dumb.
Yeah, but then see that's like snorkeling level 1. Snorkeling level 2 is actually underneath level 1, which is where you take a breath and then you go down and you actually like have a look down there, and then you pop back up and you have to do this like kind of spit of like an exhale of air and shoot all the water that's now in your pipe out of your pipe so that you can breathe again. It's just
This. That's not worth it.
It's not worth it. I agree. I'm with you on that
No.
one.
I've done a scuba dive.
Oh,
and that was
really?
good. Yeah, I scuba dived in Thailand.
Oh wow. What was the
that
training
was-
course like?
Easy as fuck.
No, but I mean, how long did they spend teaching you the safeties?
Well, I think we went through kind of a dodgy one, so it was
Yeah.
like 15 minutes in and out.
Sure.
Gave us a couple of signals, said get out there. If you see a shark, good luck.
Cool. Yeah, and do you remember the hand signals?
I got a lot of, the neck,
The neck.
the neck throat,
The finger
thing.
across the neck.
Don't do that. Don't
do
touch
it.
that. Don't talk to that.
Leave that one alone.
Stop drinking.
Put your hand back.
Take your hands out of your pants. This is not the time.
Yeah.
I just want to say one more thing about the tanning thing. Anthony Bourdain was actually obsessed with tanning. Did you know this about him?
No, I didn't.
He was obsessed with tanning.
Okay. Wow.
So
you're
two great men,
two great
men.
minds.
Two great minds
like international figureheads of culture,
of writing, travel.
Yeah.
Yes, correct. Both love tanning.
Uh-huh.
Yes, it might be a bit of a surprise, but doesn't mean that great men can't love tanning.
Mm-hmm.
Is all I wanted to say. Okay.
Well, I mean, I find it hard to argue with such a strong argument. So
Yeah.
I guess we'll just have to leave it there. Welcome to Deep Thought, everybody. This is a podcast. Oh, and it's just nice to be back, isn't it? We talk about the things that affect us in the world, the things that don't, and everything in between. Ooh, what do you think about that? Sitting through the
Sounds like
internet
the
with
one
me.
you did last week.
Okay, well, fuck off. Sitting through the internet with me, my friend Michael. Hey.
Good afternoon, Nick, and good evening, New Zealand.
So formal. And I'm Nick. Hi. Thanks for being here. Oh, good to see you.
Great to see you. Sorry, it's a bit late, a bit rushed.
That's all right. How's your health? Everyone in that you're not COVIDy?
No. Well, not legally, not technically. Well, not. I don't know. I'm fine. I feel fine. I've always felt fine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel shit.
Oh,
But
actually,
I've always felt shit. Well, I think here's the thing. It's been tricky, Nick. Everyone around me now has had COVID.
yeah, and my sister and my dad probably as well.
And they've been around me a lot. If you know what I mean.
Okay.
We went and had brunch.
Oh, that's quite sweet.
It's a euphemism. And everyone has around. Yeah, no. So we should talk about that. But everyone around me has had COVID. I have done so many rapid tests, like 6 in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And each one of them has come back negative. I've had no real symptoms. The problem is, if you drink as much as I do, and you smoke a little bit, and you live, I mean that's the big two unhealthy things that I do. You do kind of get used to kind of feeling like shit, like when you wake up.
Sure.
And it's kind of hard, and so I suspect that I may have just had COVID and been asymptomatic, because everyone around me has had it. Like literally everyone. It'd be almost. The chances of me not contracting it are pretty slim, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't have confirmation, and PCR tests were taking longer than the isolation period to receive your results back for. So I was like, well, no. And I mean, I haven't been. I mean, during the time where everyone got it, and everyone's over it now, and has been for a week or a couple of weeks, I didn't technically need. It was a tricky position to be in. I didn't technically need to isolate because people hadn't got their confirmed results back.
Yeah, right.
And then when they did, like people who I had close contact with, when they did get their results back, they were out of the isolation period. So I didn't isolate strictly, but I reduced significantly the amount of time I spent out in public spaces, including supermarkets and stuff, and did online shopping and stuff. But I could have been a super spreader. Who knows? But yeah, maybe I'm just one of the people that are asymptomatic. And it seems like we're going past the peak now. So I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever know. The worst part about it though is that like you don't get the immunity badge. Because have you heard about this? You get like the 30-day thing where you get 30 days of if you get COVID, and after your 7-day isolation period. For 30 days after that, you basically you got free reign. You don't have to do anything. So if I become a close contact again, even though I may have had it, who knows? I would probably need to isolate for 7 days.
Yeah.
So it's a whole mess, man. Like
It's fucked
as
over
you
there.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. So your brother and your mum got COVID.
You got it exactly right. Yeah, well, my dad actually turned back a negative test, but he was sick
Rapid.
and it was a rapid. So I don't know. Part of me feels like that
He didn't get a
was.
PCR.
He did get a PCR that was negative as well. I don't
Oh,
know. It just
what
seems
were
so
his symptoms?
unlikely that my sister and my dad, who traveled together and who had been very cautious and had
Mm,
been in Melbourne, and she got it, and she got a positive test, and he fell sick at the same time that she was sick, and then he got a negative. Like, it just seems
yeah,
so unlikely.
yeah,
But I don't know. I feel like we're going to discover, and there's been talk of it already, that some of the samples taken from PCRs, if they've been sitting around for a week, they actually lose any kind of relevance because it just dies in the tube,
yeah.
before it gets tested. So I feel
Sure.
like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're doing fine.
They're all right.
They're improved. So yeah, they're all good.
Yeah, I was reading up that because did get slightly concerned about it. Just it's concerning that you don't know if you are spreading it, and the government is literally telling you if you're not symptomatic, don't get a PCR test because you're going to clog the system.
Yeah,
So I haven't been doing that. I've been, you know, it's
it's up to you.
fucking
Like,
the
it's an
depression
individual
era
choice.
over here trying to
Yeah.
get a loaf of bread
Yeah,
in terms of rapid tests. So I'm like going all over town trying to find rapid tests, which for one is like just a bad system because you don't want people who
could potentially
might
be
have
symptomatic.
COVID
Yeah,
going all over town. So there's that. But you know, the system is as I said to you a couple of days ago. The system is so completely broken that it's like it's just ineffective. Like there's no point in having a system anymore. Like the system seems to be now like if you just manage it yourself. If you have symptoms, definitely stay home. If you don't, though, and I looked it up, 15% of people. It looks like 15% of people don't get symptoms, which
Yeah.
is quite significant.
Huge,
And
yeah.
if I'm in that, and I'm someone who has previously, I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but has avoided sickness, for the most part, all my life. Like I never really got the flu. I was
Yeah.
always fine. So maybe I'm just one of those people that what are you meant to do? You don't want to be you don't want to be a spreader of it, but like there is literally nothing in place for people who might be asymptomatic or even have very mild symptoms, which there seems to be a lot of people
Yeah.
out there. I mean, so what are you meant to do? You just meant to try and do it
Yeah.
all. The most that you can is reduce the amount of time you spend in public, and if your people around you getting COVID, then I don't know. Yeah, try and minimize how much time you spend out, but then also you don't want to like waste 7 days unnecessarily as well.
Yeah.
I
There's
don't
still
know.
like hassles and inconvenience and cost associated with
Absolutely, and you got work and stuff like
Yeah.
that. It's not costing no one nothing.
it. Yeah.
There's a triple negative.
Triple negative, but perfectly actually
Thank you.
clear somehow. It did make sense.
Yeah,
Well, I'm glad to hear that you're doing well and that you're in a good place.
I have a bit of a story.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you had like anything in mind in
I had
particular.
the only one that I thought we might touch on just in terms of actual topics or news was volcano. I don't know if you wanted to go there.
Well,
But beyond
yeah,
that, I just
can
have
we-
little bits and pieces, little seggies.
All right, cool. Can you tell me about the volcano?
Well, I was just wondering if you saw much of the coverage of it, the volcano and subsequent tsunamis.
Yeah, I only saw today because I didn't really read any news yesterday. So can you tell me about it? It's near you
Sure.
guys, isn't it?
It was in Tonga. So let me actually bring up a little bit of information. Have you seen any coverage of it? Any video of it?
I saw a couple of satellite images from space, which was wild.
Yeah. So basically, if for anyone that doesn't know, there was a massive underwater volcanic eruption off the island of Tonga that was felt across the Pacific. There was tsunamis and waves that had been observed as a result of the eruption. People heard the noise from, I think, like 1,000 kilometers away. It was heard in Fiji.
Fuck.
There's incredible footage, which I might link to in the podcast as well, of the tsunamis crashing ashore. The amount of ash and everything that was spewed out turned the day to night. Like it was the middle of the day, but it became completely black. And yeah, a lot of just incredible vision, including satellite footage of the thing just going off, which is incredible in terms of the event itself, like the natural disaster, but B, incredible technologically to think that we're at a place in human society that we have like live recording satellite footage of this shit going off live, and that people
that's what I thought as well. I was like,
this
seems, I have never seen like vision like this in the with a you're seeing the curvature of the Earth. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah.
And it looks like a meteor or something has like crashed into it. It's kind of like CGI almost. That's how high res it is.
It is so incredibly high resolution. Yeah. It's incredible.
That's terrifying as well.
Yeah.
To see it from that perspective, like seeing how enormous it is.
Yeah.
On the Earth.
It's I don't really have like a huge discussion point here or anything, but I just thought it was interesting, as I said, to be able to capture it in so many different ways, that there are enough people now out there live recording, like, or not live recording, like recording videos. There's enough people with smartphones with like high resolution devices walking their dog on the beach or staring at, a house or something, that they can be on and coincidentally capture the sound of the fucking explosion as it catapults across the ocean. Have you heard any of that sound?
I think I did. It was just playing on the news this morning.
Yeah.
That's the volcano eruption. Check all of that out. Holy shit!
Yeah, shit. Those kids must have been terrified. Wait, was that? Why were they filming? Were they just filming for something else?
I think it was just random, or possibly they saw the clouds and shit and like the smoke in the air or something like that. I'm not sure. It could be.
That would have been so scary.
Just like insane.
And what, Tonga's like quite an underdeveloped nation? Is that correct?
I mean, underdeveloped is probably not doing it justice, but I'm not sure if you officially call it like a fully first world country, but I'm not even sure what that definition is. It's just it's a small island nation, so the facilities there are certainly not as extensive as what you'd get in somewhere like New Zealand.
Yeah. And have we seen any casualties or anything?
I'm actually not sure about that.
The last I heard, no one had died. But I'm just watching these waves come in now. I mean, it was off the coast, pretty wild.
Right? It was a volcanic island.
Yes. But I heard they were telling people as far as Alaska to get off the coastline. Yeah.
It's likely the largest volcanic eruption of the 21st century to date.
Wow.
Let me just see. I'm just having a quick read to see if there was... So the tsunami, a tidal gauge in Fiji hit it in Samoa, American Samoa. It was recorded. Niue, Australia said they were observed on the shores of the east coast of Australia.
Fucking wild.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see
this kind of stuff, this disaster stuff, and not even just like natural disasters. Like even with 9/11, I remember seeing 9/11 was like the first like vision that we had that was really good quality, and that was even in 2001. And
Yeah.
I mean that footage. I mean that's probably the craziest footage we've ever seen,
Yeah.
or the most disastrous. But like this stuff is just going to we're going to have more cameras that are higher quality all over the world, and we're going to see more of this stuff as we get older.
Yeah. And as footage gets clearer and more omnipresent, but as also as like the climate change shit kicks off. According to
When's that starting again? Is that
yeah,
is that
we've
starting
scheduled
soon?
that for the end of this year.
All right.
Just in
Fitting.
terms of that eruption, apparently there has been 2 dead, 4 injured, and some people reported missing. The 2 people that were dead drowned in Peru when a
What
2-meter
the fuck?
tsunami hit the coast.
Peru.
Peru.
What?
Yeah.
In my head, that's let me just get up a map of the world here.
It's far away.
Yeah, it's fucking far away.
Yeah.
I bet they were like, didn't see that coming.
Wow. Yeah. Who would?
They were like, this is a tsunami caused by a volcano near Tonga. They're like, what?
Yeah.
Excuse me? Peru is so far away, by the way. I'm just
So
looking at
far
a map.
away. Yeah.
Like Australia is so much closer.
Yeah. America was issuing tsunami warnings.
Wait, so there were freak waves?
It's tsunami. Yeah. So there's this like massive
The
pressure
tsunami
wave,
reached Peru.
and it reached Peru, and 2 people drowned.
No,
It was 2-meter high tsunami.
Oh my god, that's wild.
Yeah. It's interesting. I don't know if I'll be able to find it, but I might try.
Wow.
Um,
Red skies.
There's a particular category of footage now, which is that sort of emergency or catastrophe footage, as we're talking about. And there was one from the bushfires,
Yes.
maybe 2 or 3 years ago in America. There was definitely some Australian bushfire footage as well, which was harrowing to say the least. But there was one shot which was someone's dash cam going down this forest or whatever. It was winding through these roads, and it was like a perfectly choreographed Alfonso Cuarón kind of shot where he was like a first person view through the forest, and there was things on fire to the right, then an animal runs across the road, then he turns a corner, police cars like overtake him, and then like helicopters fly over their head. And it was like, if you tried to choreograph it in a movie set, it would have been like a $7 million shot.
Yeah,
But
wow.
it was just like one of those live footage captures that is so cinematic as to be almost surreal. I'll see if I can
try and find it and put
locate
a
it, because it was so like it's still stuck in my head, because it was this strange portent of where sort of humanity was going, which is like crystal clear images of the apocalypse.
Yeah, see if you can find it, because I think I vaguely remember seeing it, but I would love to see that again.
What's your story?
All right. So I moved house again, as you can tell.
Yeah.
I assume
Yeah.
in a new room. So I'm just moved down the road, and had to move all of my shit. Obviously, I don't have heaps, but I've got a couple of big furniture items that I had to get across. And to do that, I needed to hire a van.
Right.
And I was using a service called Car Next Door. And Car Next Door is like people have their cars, and when they're not using them, they list them on Car Next Door, and you can just basically hire someone's car or someone's van, and use it for a specific amount of time. And it's quite cheap, like, cause it's a lot cheaper than renting through.
It's not Uber, like it's not like they're driving it. It's you just pick it up.
No. You pick it up. They have like a little lock on the window or something, and you use a code and stuff. And it ends up being like, I hired a van for 2 hours for like $35, which is pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, but the thing is, it's someone else's van or car.
Yeah.
Right? So someone owns this. Anyway, I go pick up the car, and I'm picking up some stuff from my friend Steph's house, and she's got like a really tight corner. And I'm not like I wouldn't say I'm a great van driver.
Have you driven a van at all?
Yeah, I've driven a couple of times, but I wouldn't say I'm like, I mean, look at me. Do I look like a guy who
Well, apparently,
should
I
be in a van?
can't judge you based on what you look like because you're a fucking tannin oil guy. So now I'm not allowed to assume anything about you.
Well, what have I always said about your prejudice, Nick? Don't be prejudiced.
You've said that a lot.
Anyway, so my friend Steph has got like a laneway at the back of her house, and it's an extremely tight corner.
Yeah.
Like, and I've got like a big old Volkswagen van, and I'm turning down this alleyway, and I scrape the door on the wall, like scrape it, and I go, oh fuck, and because it's a van, I'm not like, I can't tell how bad it is, and I'm like, it's a wall though. There's a bit of a drain pipe there.
Yeah.
Like,
Is it brick? What are we talking about?
it was brick and drain pipe, and then my angle is so off that I'm actually going to hit on the other side. So this is here on the driver's side. I'm actually going to hit the fence on the other side if I keep going, so I have to reverse.
Yeah.
So I reverse, scrape it again. Just do it again.
I mean, you can't. Sometimes when you're stuck, you have to, right? You can only scrape again.
I had no choice.
Yeah.
And my first... I had learned something about myself in like kind of these situations where something's bad. Like I recognized instantly, like that's bad.
Yeah.
Like that's not nothing.
No,
that's going to be
very
money.
Much something. Yeah.
And probably a decent amount of money. And my brain just kind of just went and just went, chucked it out the window. Just chucked it out. And my first reaction was to go, I just laughed. I didn't really feel like it was hilarious, but I laughed and I wasn't like panicked about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I reversed it out, just basically did the same thing again, and I got adjusted my corner and I got through, and I went to check it, and sure enough, it looks terrible.
Yeah.
I've like scraped the door.
Yeah.
There's a dent in the bottom. Terrible.
Oh,
There's also all this paint, because the wall was kind of weirdly painted.
Yeah.
And then Steph comes out because I've left some stuff in her garage, not a euphemism.
Yeah.
And she helps me out. She goes, "What the fuck is going on with the car?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I just scraped it twice." And she goes, "Phew." And you have to take photos before you drive the car, right?
Yeah.
And you have to take photos after you drive the car.
Yeah.
And so
No getting out of that.
no, but so we're looking at this damage that I've done, and Steph had the idea that there's probably some paint on there that we can get some soap and scrub off to make it look better. So we scrub it off, and bless her, she helped me, and we scrub it off, and it makes it look a lot better. I'll send you some photos in the chat for the notes.
Yeah.
But we're looking at the before and after comparison photos, and we're going, fuck.
Yeah.
There's no way
Very much an after.
I'm getting away with this without reporting. We kind of deliberated on whether I should report. I'm like looking up on Reddit what's the deal is, because you have built-in car insurance with Car Next Door.
Yeah.
And you have the option so the excess off the default excess, default insurance excess is $2,000, and you can pay like an extra $5 an hour and get, $500 excess. And of course, you know what your boy didn't do.
Of course, you don't need any insurance.
I don't fucking need insurance. I'm a great driver.
Yeah.
I'm good at driving vans. So I didn't get it, and then I return the car. We scrub off the paint. I return the car. It's starting to dawn on me that this is going to be like a bit of a costly mistake. I've just moved into a new house. I've spent a few months
reality sinking in.
Paying double, triple rent for months. After everything, I'm like, oh, I could probably do without this. So I return the car, take the photos, and I think, I have to report this. So I take photos, and I was kind of worried because you return it back at the person's house. I assume it's their house, and I really didn't want to. I didn't want to send the report So you had to send the report before you closed the trip.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can't go back in.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to send the report, him get an email on his phone, and then come out and go, "What the fuck have you done with my van?"
Yeah.
So I was trying to really quickly do it on my phone, send the report, describe what happened, take photos, and then just hightail it out of there, which I did.
Yeah.
And then so this had happened at 5 or 6 o'clock at night, and then so it's been sent off. I get a thing from email from Car Next Door saying, "Hey, yeah, it's a one of those
Automated
company emails, saying accidents happen. Don't worry, it's not you, it's the wall." But it says on there, but it's really important that you pay your $2,000 excess right away. And I'm like, what? At least assess
How?
the damage first. So I sit on it, and then I'm talking to some other friends who have had friends that have done the same thing, and they saying they never followed up. They filled out a report, and they never followed up. I'm like, oh, this could be me. This could be my ticket. But in the back of my mind, I'm also going, I'm up for $2,000 in about a week. Anyway, the next day, I get an email saying the owner, the borrower, has reviewed your trip or reviewed your
the lender,
thing.
you mean? Yeah.
Yeah. Am I the borrower?
You're the borrower. You borrowed.
The borrowee. So I open up the thing. It's 5 stars. I'm like,
Okay.
what? 5 stars. I mean,
Okay.
I fucked up your van, but thank you.
Maybe they appreciate the honesty?
Well, this is exactly what Casper said. Anyway, an hour goes by, and I get a phone call from Car Next Door, and they go, "We've assessed the damage." I'm like, this is 9:30 a.m.
Yeah.
I don't know how they did it.
Yeah.
Maybe they just did it from a phone call.
Yeah.
They've assessed the damage, and you owe $500, which is well below the excess.
Uh-huh.
So if you just pay $500,
It's over.
it's over.
Wow.
So that was a relief. And I have to pay $500, to
The guy.
I have to pay it through them. So everything goes through them.
Okay.
But it was a stressful couple of
So what do you
hours.
think actually happened there? Do you think it is actually only $500 worth of damage? Or do you think he's happy to take the hit a little bit but get some money for it? Or
I would say so. I mean, I don't know how much things cost when it comes to vehicle damage. I guess it's it's a 2011 Volkswagen. I don't know. It was a significant dent. I'll show you the photos.
yeah.
So I don't know. I think I could have been up for, if they said, it was $3,000 to fix it, I would have been like, yeah, I guess it's $3,000. I have no idea.
Yeah.
So maybe the guy was just
Decided
maybe
it
he
wasn't
did
worth
appreciate
it.
the honesty. I'm not sure how these things go. I'm assuming a lot of people, when they hit things, they don't report it, and then it's a whole thing. But then I was imagining I did consider it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a perfect person. But I was just imagining, the guy coming out and then, I don't know, catastrophizing and thinking there's lawyers, and then all of a sudden I'm in prison, and then,
Sure.
I'm selling cigarettes for blowjobs, and,
Yeah. I mean, we all know how prison works.
that's what it works.
Yeah, or perhaps, see, here's my theory. Perhaps someone only goes onto Car Next Door if they're hoping to write off their car.
That's a good point.
It's a 10-year-old car. Maybe they just hope something bad happens, and
Yeah.
then they've got it insured. They want a new van. This is getting them one step closer to the brand new car they're after.
That's a good point. And maybe he's a bit of a con artist. But I was also thinking about listing my car on Car Next Door, because I'm living in inner city Melbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably don't drive. I don't drive as much as a lot of other people. You can actually make quite a lot of money on it.
How do you get to work?
I walk or drive.
You can actually walk to work.
Yeah, I'm just down the road. So
Yeah, right. You're pretty close.
yeah, well, I mean, it's an hour walk each way, but I like the walk. And it, keeps me as fit as I am,
Yeah, I
which
mean,
is
noticeable.
very fit.
And you love being outside.
And I love being outside, and I love the smell of pollution
Yeah, the
and coffee.
the distinct flavour of Melbourne smog, which is
It's
somehow a little classier than other cities.
it is. It's like a sophisticated smog.
Yeah, yeah.
Sophisticated smog.
Great band name.
Great band name. But yeah, I was thinking about listing my car on Car Next Door, but then I thought, there's dickheads like me out there. I mean, I'd be stupid to do it. But then
You
I
won't
guess
get it
it's
back.
like you're all covered under insurance as the borrowee, so maybe it's fine. I don't know. It's just a bit of a hassle. I'd hate to go to a car yard and deal with mechanics.
Deal with mechanics.
They're not. I mean, they can smell the fear in me from a mile
It's like
away.
a shark. It's like
I'm
what
like,
your
you're gonna rip
scuba
me off, and
instructor
I'm gonna
said.
let you rip me off, and that's the way it goes.
When you walk
And
into a
I'm fine
mechanic,
with
you're
that.
just going like,
Please.
yeah, hand
Please,
across the
'cause
neck.
I'm too non-confrontational
Yeah.
in those situations.
I know
Like,
what you mean, though. Like, I feel the same way. It's like, you know that I don't know anything.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, but maybe actually with your new physique, maybe you
I don't know.
get a few points.
Even when I, like, walk in, though, and I'm dealing with, like, just a receptionist, who's probably fairly car knowledgeable anyway, I feel like I'm not quite good enough for the receptionist either.
Absolutely, because the receptionist. I don't want to generalize, but the
Like,
receptionist.
so you want the you need the key. Okay, I'll get this off the ring. I'll give you. I could have brought a spare, but no, I didn't think about it.
Because
But yeah,
you don't ever end up as a receptionist in a mechanic without knowing a bit yourself, or
you gotta know.
or having like the guys in your or girls in your life, like your husband or your brother, like around that stuff all the time. So you know a little bit,
Yeah,
and you know the culture.
you got the vibe. You're wearing the clothes, though. Sometimes they look quite fancy in a mechanic.
Do they? No.
Yeah, if you go to like an actual dealership, like if you have to go to a Mazda dealership to get your Mazda repaired or whatever, they'll often be in like a uniform.
Really?
Not if you're just like a generic like third party mechanic.
Yeah. But if you're a mechanic, you'd rip people off too. I reckon. Like I certainly would. Like if you saw people have no idea about this stuff. I guess it's the same with any industry. But if you have like a niche, expertise, and people are coming in, you rip them off a little bit.
Who do you reckon rips them off a little bit more? The like legal industry, like getting a lawyer, or getting a mechanic, or getting a plumber?
Is the legal industry notorious for ripping people off?
Well, they're just very expensive, aren't they? Well, probably not ripping them off, but I guess what I'm saying, they're expensive, right?
Well, I've never needed a lawyer.
No, but they're famous. Like, even without needing a lawyer, you'd know that they're expensive, right?
I'm worried. I fear the day that I need a lawyer.
You're like, I've got away with so much already, and if it takes me to that point, I've done some shit.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be for something that
Yeah.
I really need a lawyer for, I think.
Oh, now, can I tell you, I have not been paying attention to anything that we said in the past 8 or 9 minutes because I've been
Me
trying to
neither.
find this clip, and I'm pretty sure now I have found.
Oh, you've been doing both things at
I've
the
been
same time.
multitasking. I'm incredibly smart and incredibly coordinated.
That is very genuinely impressive to me.
Yeah.
'Cause I can't even focus on one thing, as you know.
I do know. Is it? Oh, it's not the one I remembered.
Oh, yeah, this is the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, there was a different one I was looking for.
Was it?
Yeah.
How are there multiple? Is this on a phone, do you reckon? Or this is on I
don't know what it's on. That might be on.
Yeah, it's got to be a phone.
It's got to be a dash phone, right? Oh no, it
gotta
looks
be
like it's moving. So I think someone's just holding it.
Yeah. There's someone with a bit of a flair for cinematography, though, with holding a phone.
Yeah.
Fuck. That's cool. Yeah, it does look like Alfonso Cuarón.
I'll have to keep looking for it. Do you have seggies or things that you want to jump into?
I have a science news.
I have a science news too. Should we do a science news?
Should we do a double science?
Double science. Alrighty.
I thought you had a weird news.
I got a weird news. I got a little bit of everything. I got a Michael's Myth. I got a wreck engine. We can rattle off a few things here. We can go in any direction.
Let's go. I need to find my science news because I didn't send it to myself.
Well, in the meantime, I'll play the jingle.
It's that time. Time for science news.
Hey, good vibes, good chills, good hangs. While you're looking, do you want me to lead off with mine?
Kick us off.
Yeah, okay. This is an article from ucl.ac.uk. I'm guessing that's some kind of higher education thing. But anyhow, here's the headline. Smokers become lonelier than non-smokers as they get older.
Smokers become lonelier than non-smokers as they get older.
Correct. Smokers may become more socially isolated and lonely than non-smokers as they get older, according to a new study co-led by UCL researchers that suggests the idea of smoking as a sociable pastime may be a myth. So, previous research has found that people who are isolated and lonely are more likely to smoke. However, this latest study, the first of its kind, found that smoking itself may also lead to high levels of isolation and loneliness. It found that, over time, people who smoked social contact reduced. They became less socially engaged and more lonely compared to non-smokers. With many people who smoke pledging to quit at the start of the new year, the authors hope this will provide another incentive. As the last 2 years have highlighted, social isolation and loneliness have wide-ranging negative effects on our mental health and well-being. So this is another reason to stop smoking. What are the
other reasons?
I think there's something maybe about like health. I don't know. Some people think smoking is a social activity, but our study did not support this idea. They actually became more socially isolated and lonely over time. The new study used data from the English Longitudinal Study of Aging, consisting of a nationally representative sample of 8,700 people in England, aged 50 years and older. Their social isolation and loneliness were assessed over 12 years. They found that at the outset of the study, current smokers were more likely to be lonely and socially isolated than non-smokers, having less frequent social interactions with family and friends, less frequent engagement with the community and cultural activities, and more likely to live alone. Smoking was also associated with larger reductions in social contact, increases in social disengagement, and increases in loneliness over time. These results remained even after considering factors like age, sex, and socioeconomic status. The study's observational, so cannot determine the cause of this association, but the authors speculate it could be from a range of factors. For one, smokers are at an increased risk of developing breathlessness and other physical health problems like lung and heart disease, which might limit their ability to socialize. Equally, smoking is associated with an increased risk of mental health problems like anxiety and depression, which may impact the amount they socialize. Or friends of people who smoke are more likely to have smoked themselves and then died prematurely. Or other social factors include the reduced social acceptability of smoking generally and the expansion of smoke-free legislation introduced to reduce the harms from passive smoking, which prevents them from getting out into places where they could smoke if they wanted to. But anyhow, I just thought it was a quite fascinating thing because I had certainly had in my mind that it was a social activity, and you certainly tend to think of it as something people are doing in groups, outside a bar or something like that. But it was interesting to hear that it's actually a long-term problem that's likely to make you isolated. And I wonder if that's an unintended consequence of some of the anti-smoking laws and cultural changes we've introduced.
Well, from my limited experience with it, I haven't necessarily found smoking to be a social vehicle. I think maybe the social aspect comes from the smokers being somewhat ostracized in terms of like public spaces, and so they all congregate together. So it seems social, but it's not necessarily like the cigarette, the smoking isn't the thing that's, why you're talking to each other. It's like
it's
being
happening
left out.
simultaneously, but it's not the purpose of the social get together, is it?
Yes, and also I always found smoking, by yourself is it's kind of like an excuse to either leave a conversation or, go outside and get a breath of fresh air, and just kind of take yourself
Change the
away.
scenery.
So I actually have found it as like a something that you can do to actually be antisocial, like an excuse to be antisocial.
Right.
So that's been my experience. I think it might have been a Willie Allen quote that he said, if you go outside, if you leave a party and you go outside and just breathe in the air, you're a sociopath. But if you go outside and by yourself and smoke, you're a philosopher or something like that, which is maybe true in the 80s and for Woody Allen. But I always kind of remembered that and always thought of myself as a philosopher and a rogue one as well.
A rogue
maverick
philosopher.
of sorts. Yeah. But yeah, I mean it is antisocial, and it's interesting to hear that this study has found that people will get lonelier, or did it say get lonelier, or they are
Yeah.
yeah. I think maybe that's also partly to do with like the types of people who do smoke have a certain mentality as well. They already know it's bad for you, but they do it anyway. They already know that it's kind of frowned upon in society.
Yeah.
But they do it anyway. I mean, there's a certain psychology there. I don't know what it is, but it's either subconsciously isolating or purposefully isolating.
Yeah.
Or consciously isolating. So I think it could be what you said, being society's laws kind of making you lonelier. But I think it's probably the types of people that are continuing to smoke when they know that they really shouldn't.
Yeah. For sure. Are you going to quit?
Keep thinking about it. I really think about it. I just like it a lot.
Why don't
That's
you
the
become a
problem.
vapist?
I was thinking about being a vapist. Actually, on the walk over here, I think I will. I think I will, because you can buy it'll be cheaper. I mean, I don't smoke heaps, to be honest. And I know that sounds defensive, but I smoke only when I drink. I just happen to drink every day and all through the day. But I don't actually smoke that much. I mean, I do smoke a lot, but I don't smoke as much as like they did in the 70s.
Is that's your favorable comparison?
That's genuinely what I tell myself. It works, baby. But I think I also just, vaping to me is like really lame. Like it's kind of like,
You did
losers
say, I
vape.
believe, in the last episode that vaping was dumb and you didn't want to do it.
Did I?
I think so. Very recently.
It's just kind of like lame to me. I don't know. Maybe if my perception of vapists, by the way, vapists, hilarious.
Okay, good. I'm glad that it's taken off.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't like the idea of it. I'd rather look cool and die than, look like a dummy and live for forever. I assume vapors live forever.
Vapors do live forever.
There's no side effects.
Nah.
But that's the other thing. Like, are there side effects of vaping? Like, probably.
I guess that putting hot steam into your lungs is
Can't
probably
be,
still
it can't
not
be good.
Still not going to
Can
be
it?
good.
No.
Still not going to be good.
No, but if you have to put something hot into your lungs, it might as well be, a charge of electric. What is vape? Vaporized.
It's steam,
vape.
right? It's like
It's steam.
I don't know what they're burning. Like it's a hot gel. I don't know.
The thing is with
I don't know.
vaping, like no one goes straight to vaping. No one goes it's all just ex-smokers who are trying desperately to.
I don't think
give
that's
up on an
true.
old
I
challenge.
don't think that's true.
You don't think?
I think that the a number of kids and stuff coming onto it are coming there straight from nothing. They're not going via cigarettes.
Yeah, maybe the youth.
the youth. The
I think
kids.
that's why. I think that's why I think it sucks though, because I see like fucking 18-year-olds vaping, and I'm like, you guys are fucking losers. You're like, they've got a Monster Energy drink in one hand and a vape in the other, and they're listening to Justin Bieber on their iPad or something on the bus. I just hate it. I hate being associated with losers, like
Okay.
18-year-old losers.
Okay.
Sorry, I really fell off a cliff there.
You did. You spiraled there for a minute.
Yeah, whoopsie.
Okay. What's your science
about
news?
teenagers? Okay, so the thing about my science news is I just looked it up, and I actually saw it was the thing that I saw was just a screenshot of something, and then I just looked it up for the first time because I'm really organized, and then I could see that it was from 2017, and also debunked.
Okay.
So I don't.
So
there's going to be no science news this
It's a
week.
single science. That's fine.
Yeah. So
Oh,
the one time I do science news, I find that
you did message me today, being like very excited because
I was.
You're like, oh, I've got a science news.
Yes,
And I thought, great, it's about time to like hand over the keys.
yeah.
Let someone else take a swing in this Seggy
lab.
boat.
I assume it's a lab.
About time someone
Laboratory
rode this
science.
boat.
Yeah. Well, as expected,
Yeah.
to some degree, I think, I don't think I should deal in really factual things.
In the factual
because
areas.
it's not really my strong suit.
That's okay. Yeah. All right. Where to from here? I could do a myth. I could do a rec engine. What are you feeling?
Myth. We did Rex last week.
Okay. I do want to throw one rec out, but I might do that. Okay. I'll just do it now because I felt bad about it last episode. Because the one that I overlooked that I actually have been getting the most enjoyment from was MacGruber, the TV series MacGruber, with Will Forte and Kristen Wiig and Ryan Philippe and people from the movie coming back for it. I don't know if you ever watched the movie. It's very dumb. I did
loved
like it. They've finally come back with a series like a decade later, and it is just as perfectly dumb, if not better. And the commitment Will Forte has to that character and to the dumbest bits always makes me laugh, and I can be guaranteed to laugh out loud at least once or twice every episode because there is just a brilliance to it, and it constantly reinventing itself week to week. So if you've seen the film, go and check it out. If you haven't seen the film, probably watch that first, but it's not really super serialized anyway.
I can't imagine.
It kind of is. It does pick up with a song recapping everything that happened in the films to date. So you could probably get by, but
What's it on?
I don't know where it is over there. I lose track of it all. It's a Peacock series in the US. So maybe on like Stan or something. I don't know.
All right, cool. Yeah, no, that's funny. He's so funny. I've been listening to him on the podcast circuit at the moment. And
Yeah.
he doesn't really show his like funny side. He's like strictly a goof on like SNL and Last Man on Earth and stuff.
Yeah.
But on the podcast circuit, he's
He's
just really down to earth. He talks about his anxiety and like he's got this fear of. He hates the idea that he spoke about this a couple of times. Hates the idea of leaving a place and someone thought, "Oh, Will didn't say goodbye to me," and so he's got this like he's like left parties and then come back in to be like, "Oh, sorry, I forgot to say goodbye to you," and they've been like, "Okay, that's fine,"
Yeah.
But yeah, he seems like a really sweet guy.
Yeah.
And he's hilarious. I couldn't find How To with John Wilson, by the way. Binge hasn't fucking gotten up season 2. And I can't really download anything at the moment, so I'm just going to have to wait.
Ugh, gross.
I know.
Okay. Michael Smith?
Mm.
Do you have any myths of your own, or is it just going to be a Nick myth?
Let me check. Nick's Michael Smith's.
Nick presents Michael.
I've got one.
The myth.
You go first, but I'll tag on the end.
Before we get into that, I'd just like to thank you for your attention and talk through a few of the places that you can find us elsewhere. We got the website, deepfort.podbean.com. You can find us on Facebook and on Twitter for notifications of episodes going live. We're on Instagram. We're on SoundCloud. We're on Spotify with our Christmas album. You can send us emails to deepthought@gmail.com, and you can donate to a charity of your choice at any time you want. So what's stopping you?
I love that. The guilt trip out of nowhere. Didn't see that coming, did you?
No, you
You
didn't.
selfish prick.
All right. Jing me. No. No.
Problematic.
It did feel uncomfortable.
Michael's moved, annoyed, displeased, riled up, offended, aggrieved, irritated, chagrined, pissed off, put out, resentful, and piqued, discontented. Michael's moved.
Okay, I got a little bit of a story here. I messaged you earlier. I was fuming, to be honest. This is
Oh, yes.
this is a bit more than a myth.
Oh, God.
But I don't want to overhype it. But it just it made me irritated.
Oh, God. What happened, Nick?
Okay, here's
me
my myth.
everything.
Here's my myth. It's pretty generic, but I think you're gonna raise your arms in the air and shout "Amen, sister." Bad customer service. Bad customer service.
Okay.
Eternally miffing.
Right.
So
what
here's my
happened.
situation. Tell me that you wouldn't be miffed. Okay? Just tell me you wouldn't be miffed. This could be a
Dare
mega.
me to tell me that I wouldn't be miffed.
I dare you. This could be our first mega myth. This could be a muff.
Excuse me.
This could be a
Excuse
mega
me.
myth.
Oh, my God. I've had plenty of mega myths.
What? Name one. Name 5.
I mean, to me, they're all mega myths.
that is consistent. Okay. So here's my story. Right. Here's where I'm at. I need underwear. Everyone needs underwear. I need to buy some underwear. Okay.
That's not true, first of all. Not everyone needs underwear.
Not everyone. What do people do? Just sticky tape.
Camo.
Camo.
Is that what it's called?
No. You think go commando? Is that what you say?
Commando.
I don't know what camo is meant to be in that context.
That's a completely different thing.
Yeah. Anyway, placed an order end of
what?
December for underwear.
For underwear. What are we talking? Briefs?
Talking boxer briefs, you know.
Boxer briefs?
Yeah, I like a
Like
little
the
bit
ones
more
that
leg.
elastic, or like a kind of flat. Don't want to say flappy, do I? Breezy kind of.
What do you mean
do they
elastic?
stick?
Do
I'll
they
show you
stick?
mine. Yeah.
Okay.
show you mine.
This is getting a bit sensual. He's stepped out of shot. He's come back.
This is like a classic
Classic tube.
boxer brief.
Yeah.
Elastic.
Elastic
Extra
at the
large?
band, is that what you're saying?
Extra large.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, did you hear the extra large bit?
I did, because of your overweight gut. Is that right?
Because my balls have sagged
So you're saggy
a
balls.
lot. Yeah.
So, got it. It must be in your 30s.
All right. So you got something like that? Or you got a bit
Yeah,
more
that's
room?
this is exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, probably like a nicer looking one, a bit of a wider waistband, and you know, like a nicer fabric, a bit more color, a bit more glam, you know.
Okay.
But placed an order sort of like December 17th last month, and online order. You know, you expect the confirmation of payment to come through, and then how long would you expect before you saw the shipping notification, if you will?
You'd like to think within 2 or 3 days.
Within 2 or 3 days, if you're absolutely stretching it, right? Like
The
a lot of the
shipping
time,
but the shipping notification, by that we mean
it's in the mail.
say it's gone.
It's gone.
Ah, to be honest, max 2 days.
Max.
If I'm 2 business days, I'm actually kind of getting pissed.
Yeah. If you were
What are you
buying
doing?
something from a big retailer like ASOS or the Iconic, they would have it like in the mail within like 4 hours. You would
Hundo.
see it, that second email come through with a tracking code. You're ready to go, right? Bob's your uncle.
100%.
I didn't hear any shipping notification for 3.5 weeks.
Not okay.
Now, look, I understand that's pre-Christmas. We're getting into that busy period. I'm willing to accept a little bit of busyness there.
This is shipping within the country, from within the country.
No, this is coming from Australia. So even so, not too far away. I've ordered I order things from Australia all the time. Anytime you order from the Iconic, it doesn't really.
It's going on a plane.
Sometimes it gets there faster anyway because it's like coming with an express post courier versus local mail.
Yeah, and they're saving time going backwards.
They're going against the rotation of the Earth.
Going east to west. Yeah.
That would actually cost you time. But anyhow, the point being that I didn't receive any notifications at all that it was shipping until well into January. So after 2 weeks had passed and I hadn't seen anything, I flick them an email and I say, hey guys, what's the deal? And I'm also aware, like, it's coming from Sydney, New South Wales, not having a great time of it at the moment. Happy to accept. I know the postal system is clogged. I know Christmas is crazy. Willing to accept shipping delays. What I didn't expect was not to see any notification that it had shipped at all. That it wasn't even in the mail. That they hadn't even got it in the warehouse into a bag. Right? That seemed very strange. So, like 3 weeks in, I finally am like, okay, something is going on here. Flick them an email. I send an email, hey, can you let me know what's going on with this thing? I haven't seen a shipping notification. Just here's my order number, just checking. On their website, they don't have like a live chat. They don't have like a customer service form. You have to send an email to them. And I'm like,
who are you ordering from? Name and shame.
It was called Mastrioni. And I saw it on Facebook, and that should have been my first clue that it was like... that it was like not worth it, right?
Mastrioni.
Oh, yeah.
The name is conjuring up so many images. None of them are racist.
Okay, well that's very good for you. Well done. I'm going to give you a gold star.
So, give me a gold chain.
Yeah. So I send an email. I'm like, hey, just checking in. What's the status of this order? Has it been shipped? Is there any confirmation or anything? And send it away. I don't hear anything. I don't even get a response to the customer service email. I'm like, oh, okay, what the fuck? A week goes by. I send another email being like, okay, this is clearly a scam. I've been scammed, but I'm not going to give up, right? I'm just sending another one. Okay, hi there. Not understand.
By Mastrioni himself.
Please explain what is going on here. Why you're not responding to my emails? Is this item in the mail? Should I be contacting my bank for a refund?
Now, can I just confirm something with you?
Yeah.
Is that an accurate representation of your tone? Can you read out the email, maybe?
I can. I think I have it here. Here, let me go.
Because I like to hear other people's correspondence with the organizations or when they've had online customer service. Because I think my instinct and what I do is to go kind of like I level. My logic is I completely level with them and invite them to level with me. I go, hey, look, I get it. Sometimes it's really fucking hard. Like if they haven't responded to an email.
You're going in with an empathy.
Haven't something. I'm like, I get it. I've been where you've been. I've messed up. Mm-hmm. But can you just acknowledge this and kind of just sort me out, because I feel like I'm being really fair. I feel like I'm really reasonable.
Yeah.
I'm not like one of these people who complains.
Yeah.
But can you just
in this instance, we both know that you've fucked up. So
that's
bro
my
to
tactic.
bro. Yeah.
It works. I think it works.
I'm sure it does.
You get like a young person who's just like hates their job and they're like, look, man, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I get it.
We fucked up.
Yeah. Okay. Here's my email. First email. This is like 2.5 weeks after, with no confirmation of shipping. Hi there. It's been 2 weeks and I haven't received a shipping notification. Can you please confirm if this is on its way? Thanks, Nick. Pretty level, right? Pretty
Easy.
Level.
That's very nice.
Don't hear anything for another several days. Then follow up with hello. I've gone from hi there to hello, so things are getting real. Hello. Please let me know the status of this order or if I should contact my bank to obtain a refund. Much appreciated, Nick.
Wait, look to your bank.
Yeah.
Wait, what does that mean?
So you can do a charge back. You can get your bank to charge back if it's been a fraudulent transaction, right?
Oh,
So then
that's
I call
a big
up,
move.
It is. So then I call up my
I'm gonna
bank,
use
right?
that.
I don't hear anything. I wait another week. I still don't hear anything.
Oh my god.
There is a phone number on the website, which is just some Australian guy's mobile number. I call them up. I say, hey, it's Nick here. Order 1121 or whatever. I haven't received anything. Please respond to my emails or text me back. I want to know what the status of this order is. And leave the voice message. Never get a text. Never hear from them. I'm like, okay, this is a scam. I've been ripped off. I saw an internet ad and I bought something that was dodgy, and I'm just not getting that money back. I call up my bank out of curiosity, right? And I know that the money's gone through. It was 3.5 weeks ago now. I know that the money's there. I'm curious whether I can do a chargeback for fraud. And they say, yeah, we can put that in. And they have processes where if you do this, it's not a guarantee you'll get your money back, but they'll have a look at the circumstances. Like, I didn't receive any communication and I didn't receive the products, so that's likely to weigh in my favor when the bank decides whether to put through the chargeback. The catch is, for any fraud claim like that, to prevent a dodgy retailer from reusing my card, they have to cancel my debit card. They have to kill my card outright and
What?
issue me a new one for safety, cybersecurity safety purposes.
Oh.
And that can take 5 to 7 days. And I'm like, oh, okay. So do I want to, as in 5 to 7 days to get a new one to me? Do I care about this like $50 that much that I'll cancel my debit card and wait cardless, because I have no other credit card. It's just like my one chip debit card. Go cardless for a week to get my $50 back.
Do you have it on your phone?
It would auto update on the phone, but not everywhere accepts PayWave. So, like I could take some money out and probably make do. Like, it would be achievable.
But
Do
a
I
hassle
want
for $50
what a hassle for
yeah.
$50?
Is it $50 worth?
Is it worth it? Yeah. So then I'm like, oh my god. So then I find there's like a UK version of this brand. So I jump onto their contact form. And I'm like, can you tell me if the Australian website listed here that I purchased from is legitimate, or are they just ripping you off? Did it even exist? And they responded. And they said, yes, they're real. We forwarded on your concern to the Australian, representatives. I was like, oh, okay. So then I get, like 2 days later, 1 day later, I get a text from the Australian branch with a tracking number. And I'm like, oh shit, it's coming, it's real.
Without having emailed or...
Without any emails.
Communicating.
Without even a, hey,
number
we're very
here.
sorry on behalf of our company for all of this runaround. We've had a very tough
didn't get
time.
that.
No
You didn't
apology.
get that.
It was just a paste of this tracking number. And I was like, okay,
So
well, I
rude.
guess it's coming. But like, Jesus, how's the customer service?
Yeah.
The message I got was literally, hi there, your tracking number, Ozpost, and then the number. And I'm like, why did this happen? Why did it take so much effort to reach anyone? Like, what the hell? And this is where the myth really escalates. This is what brings it up to mega myth. According to the New South Wales government guidelines, most of our personnel are working remotely, and to cope with the demand in processing the orders, there have been undue delays. We've now overcome this situation. Thanks for your patient.
Thanks for your patient.
Thanks for your patient. The episode title.
Now I'm back on board. Yeah, that's definitely the episode title. And I'm now kind of back on board because, if they did that on purpose, that's hilarious.
Yeah. Thanks for your patient. And I'm like, okay,
I'm gonna
I
use
get
that.
it. COVID, it's causing shit, right? I was ready for a delay, so I accept it. COVID doesn't cause lack of communication. COVID doesn't let you go a month without responding to emails or phone calls or anything, right? Ugh, so very frustrating. Yes. So that was yesterday. So yesterday I got the tracking number. Fuck me. Do you know what it turned up in my letterbox today? The underwear. They had shipped it.
A day later.
A day later. They had shipped
Express?
it. No, they had shipped it in January. But they just hadn't even sent the 3rd of January. They had sent
was this the post maybe?
The Australian Post, but no, they didn't pass on the tracking number or update the order form or anything. And even when I was emailing them and harassing them about it, they didn't even check and like update the order status. It's very confusing. So then I'm like, well, okay, fuck me. This was a hell of a hassle, but I actually got products at the end. So like, I'm not entirely out of pocket for all this time and effort. I open up the bag, and they've sent me the wrong product. They sent me the wrong product. So
How wrong?
So
How
like
wrong?
wrong color, like
Wrong
right
colour.
right size, but wrong color.
Hilarious.
And so I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? That's
Can
the
you
wrong
tell me
thing.
what color did you order and what did you receive?
I received white. White
Oh,
underwear is that's a risky color.
No, we're talking, anything to cover brown and yellow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a very
And off-white.
Yeah, if any okay.
Eggshell white.
Yeah, it's just no one wants that, right? It's just
Who's buying white underwear?
who's buying white underwear?
Maybe
It's
Justin
so
Bieber,
risky. If you're binning them after every use, where there's like no risk, they're automatically going.
I
Maybe
assume they're disposable.
they're disposable. But so I was like, "Are you fucking?" I took a photo of them, and I sent a message, and I said, "Hey, my delivery arrived today, and you've sent me the wrong ones." And then the text I get back is, "How are they wrong?" And
Oh my god. That's it.
yeah,
How are they wrong?
how are they wrong? So here's sorry, it's going to rotate, but I don't know if you can see the boxes are all like fucked up and broken anyway, right?
It does look fancy, I gotta say.
Yeah. So I get, how are they wrong? And I'm like, well, it's
How?
all busted and broken in transit anyway. But you also sent me like the wrong colors. Please refund me. And I sent a screen cap of my order, which is the actual colors I wanted, and attached that in the thing. And this is the message I get back. We will check your order and get back to you with 4 days. Thank you.
With 4 days.
With 4 days.
Is 4 days like a wrapper?
I don't know.
Like a
Within
rat-
4 days, in 4 days, I don't know. Either way, I'm like, well,
I'll be back with my
this
boy
is the
4
order
days.
number. I just sent you a screenshot. I just sent you the thing. You can see it's incorrect. And his response was, "Thank you." I'm like, what will take 4 days? And then this is the response. The process.
The process.
The process. And I responded, of looking up my order? How do you run an online store? How do you not have access to what this is just instantaneously? Why does it take 4 days to find out I sent you the number and the photo? Why is this not continuing live as we're discussing? I don't get it.
I don't understand why it's not a chat. It's a text. Is it?
Apple has a shop iMessage front, which you can install on your web store, which is a customer service via iMessage. So it takes the form of an iMessage chat, but it is like, you can see at the top there's like an iMessage branded like shop front. So it's quite a handy way to do customer service. But it's just like, he's texting me, what will take 4 days? The process. I've never heard from him.
Let's go. Let's really try and imagine who has sent this. Yeah. Who you sent them a message saying it's going to take 4 days, and this guy's written back, the process.
The process.
That's the process. Like
I don't know what the process. What is
the process? But also with a space between the last S and the exclamation mark. The process.
Yeah, but I don't get it. Where is it like kept in a box in the forest? Like I don't. Yeah. So I don't know. Who fucking knows if I'll get my refund? But Michael, I'm mega muffed.
You seem mega muffed, honestly, and I'm gonna give it to you.
Thank you.
It was a very long myth. I think
it
was probably the longest myth I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah. Well, I think I summed it up at the front as bad customer service, but there you go.
Yeah. Yes. No. That was epic, and I hope you get your your underwear.
Yeah, thank you.
And shout out to the sponsor of the podcast,
Mastrioni. Yes.
Mastrioni. Thank you, Mastrioni, for supporting this podcast. I have one myth, but I also have so a good friend of the show, Casper.
Yeah.
He listens to every episode, and
we appreciate that, Casper.
He doesn't really have anything else going on in his life.
Okay.
But he fancies himself on the myth section on the myth segment, and he's actually got a few of his own that he has tried to brand. Which I'm saying he's tried to brand it as Casper's Concerns.
Oh.
And I've been very clear that it's Michael's myth,
Yeah.
as you know,
As
you
I
respect Nick,
I understand.
clearly, and I've said, you can't just come in and say it's a Casper's Concerns.
Yeah.
But he sent me a couple, and I'm just reading these. He sent them through to me now. Should I read a couple of Casper Concerns / Michael myths?
Oh, well, I think you need to exert a sort of alpha dominance.
How about
here.
this?
You need to.
Michael's myths presents Casper's Concerns.
I was going to say you need to assert dominance and claim them as myths, because if he's walking into this world, he needs to respect you and the brand that you've built.
All right, I appreciate that, Nick. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. This is a Michael's myths featuring Casper.
Mm-hmm.
So he's actually written Casper's Concerns. So a lot of these seem short.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got a couple here. Words. He's concerned with doggo, snacky, pupper, and fur baby for dogs.
Snacky.
I don't know if
When
I've
does
heard snacky before.
come up? No.
I don't know about that. But do you have any do you get miffed by a
Doggo, I'll
Doggo
allow.
or a
Snacko,
fur baby?
irrelevant. No one's ever said that ever.
no one's heard snacky?
What was
that
the
seems
third
very
one?
specific.
Yeah.
Pupper.
Pupper,
I've
I'm
heard
fine
pupper.
with. Yep.
You're fine with pupper?
I'm fine with Pupper.
Wait, were you fine with doggo?
I was fine with Doggo, and I'm fine with Pupper.
Fur baby.
Fur baby, I'm not sold
I
on.
don't like fur baby either.
No.
I'm kind of with him on the doggo thing. It's a bit like
Nah.
come on.
No, that doesn't bother me.
It doesn't concern you?
No.
It doesn't miff you?
It doesn't miff me. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll allow it.
He's okay, so fur baby's
Fur
I think
baby,
the
we can
consensus
all
is
agree.
Fur baby is a
Yeah.
massive. Well, it's a medium myth.
I think that's a mini myth at best.
It's a min. All right. The term life hack.
Okay.
You got any thoughts about that?
Is it still a thing? I don't think that's coming around very much. Is it?
I use it a lot, to be honest.
Okay, he might just be sending you this because you're annoying him.
Yeah. I also use doggo and snacky a lot.
He's just written here stupid. Right? That's just strange that came up. And he says
he's written
like
my
you
name.
pronounce it. Yeah.
Life hack. Yeah. I mean, I think life hack's fun. to be
Yeah, I don't
honest.
mind it.
Yeah. All right. So far, strike rate not so high, Casper.
Well, you come for the king, you better not miss.
Yeah. Is that a saying?
Yeah.
All right. The term "tickle my pickle."
Okay, he's just making up phrases and hoping that we'll start to spread them into culture.
Wait, you've not heard him tickle
When
my
is
pickle?
this coming up?
I say tickle my pickle a lot.
Again, it feels like he has
Yeah.
just sent you
This is
a bunch
geared
of
towards
personalized
things.
complaints.
Yep. I think this is just things that I annoy him with.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah. When someone leaves the toilet seat up.
Yeah. When someone doesn't pay their rent on time.
When someone scrapes my van against a wall.
Last one. People who say they're going to do places.
As in, I'm gonna do Melbourne over Christmas.
Yeah, I'm gonna do Hawaii. I'll pay that. I'll pay that one.
I'll pay that.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me, but I respect it.
Yeah. I mean, I think they were all mini myths, but thanks for writing in your myths. And I reckon we could open this up. Anyone who's got any myths or concerns should email us in or message us on Facebook or whatever. We'd love to hear. We'll read them out.
Yeah.
I've got one of my own.
Yep.
Do we have time?
Who was it that pointed out that every time we say I'm going to cut all this out, it's lost all meaning?
It was young David Stewart.
Oh, yes.
Who said, yeah, when you guys say you're going to cut something out of the podcast, that has no credibility now anymore because we clearly don't cut anything out. He assumed that we don't cut anything out because there was a lot of crap on the last one.
There was. I would like to state for the record that I do tend to, on average, probably cut 10 to 15 minutes out of everything you've heard. So I'm just an excellent editor. And you probably don't notice where I've cut bits out.
Yeah, I don't. However you do edit it, Nick, I'm sure it's going to be great.
Thank you.
My myth, I think this is actually a pretty big myth as well.
Okay.
It's
wait,
people,
let me get... I'm sitting down.
The people... Have you stretched?
Do you want to see if I can crap my back?
Oh, God. Here we go. Here it is. Here's the muscle show.
Can you hear the cracks?
Not getting the cracks. Not getting the cracks.
Oh, damn. It was very satisfying for me.
Coughing a lot. Might have COVID. All right. People who FaceTime in public without any headphones on.
Just walking down the street.
I see this, or on public transport.
Public transport is illegal.
So much of this lately. And you know what it is? It's either teenagers or boomers that do it. There's no one in between. It's teenagers. I saw a girl on the bus. I had to catch the bus the other day. It was gross. I hate the bus. Everyone hates the bus. But she's literally FaceTiming her friend and talking about some guy she blew the night before. I'm not kidding. And she seems like she's like 16. I mean, I didn't ask her for her ID, but she seemed like 60. She seemed under 18, and she's like having this full conversation with her friend, like graphic conversation. Yeah. And I'm like a middle-aged man at this point, trying to just not get Me Too'd in this world. Yeah. And I'm like trying to mind my own business, but I can't. And I've got noise cancelling headphones, and it's not cutting. It's not doing it. It's not doing it. And I'm like, I feel like I'm going to get in trouble if I even hear this conversation. Yeah. And yet she's just carrying on about, God knows what. And also, and I think we probably know a couple of people that do this who are more in the boomer range of age, who will use FaceTime, do it in public, and have it on speakerphone. Which I just don't get this. I don't get... my instinct is to hide everything about myself, especially my conversations. I am also so to the point where I'm so conscious about if I go to a cafe by myself, and I'm on certain
Pornhub.
Websites, Pornhub. I'm like I'm constantly looking over my shoulder as I'm sipping my iced frappuccino. Yeah, I'm constantly looking over my shoulder to see if the wait staff are watching me, do my business. And when people publicly air their conversations, and often it's the type of people that are willing to air their conversations in public are the type of people having kind of like messed up conversations.
Inappropriate, yeah.
I cannot believe this. I cannot believe that they don't want more privacy, and I cannot believe they have the audacity to do it. Yeah. And quite honestly, it miffs me. Motorbike.
What an ending. Yeah. Quite honestly, it miffs me. Ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba.
But yeah, that's it. That's the myth.
Thank you.
Does that miff you at all, by the way?
Yeah,
you didn't
it
really
does
back
miff,
me up
but
at all.
I don't tend to encounter it too much because I'm not riding public transport that often, and
you're using Hummers usually.
I'm normally in some kind of stretch limo, just like a glass of champagne and like standing up through the sunroof, waving my hat as we go down the road.
That's how I ride.
Yeah.
That's how I ride, baby. Just to the shops.
Just taking selfies.
Every time. Just go to Audi.
Just getting some sugar. Yeah.
It's like every time you get into a car, it's like, it's a hen's party. If you get married,
Mhm.
would you have a bachelor party? Or is this
Yeah, I
like an
guess
out?
so.
Because it's quite an outdated practice, isn't it?
As in it being only guys? Or
Well-
just like the concept?
Well, I heard, David Smith, who I was in a band with.
Yeah, of course.
He told me one thing because I went to his wedding and he didn't have a bachelor party groomsman thing, bridesmaids and groomsmen, and he said because they didn't do that consciously because it's kind of the tradition came from somewhere back in the day, and the groomsmen would then like have sex or rape the bridesmaids. Yeah, it's like it got this really fucked up tradition. I obviously butchered that, but he said there's like some really fucked up tradition, and they're like, we don't want to like even go there. And it's also just weird. They just like becomes like MySpace again. It's like I choose my 5 best friends, and then they're out there.
I mean, there's that side of it which is weird, right?
Yeah. Well, I've never been to a bachelor party. Have you been to a bachelor party?
No.
I wouldn't want to. I don't think.
No, I haven't. I'm gonna be.
I might be one. I'd go to a gay one rather than a straight one. I think it'd be way more fun.
Probably.
Yeah.
It'd
be like there's like so much like expectation on like to be like masculine or go like smoke cigars or like shoot rifles or something. I don't know what they do. But like or
Shoot
go to strip
rifles.
clubs. Like I think I would feel way more comfortable at a gay bachelor party.
Sure. Oh yeah,
For
I mean
many
it would.
reasons.
I find the whole idea of like getting a stripper for any gender to be like real creepy.
It doesn't make any sense.
I don't get it. What are you meant
What
to
are you
do?
doing? Like it's like the last hurrah before you technically can't do this
But
anymore.
like what?
Like,
how
what?
is it enjoyable?
I don't
Like,
know.
what are you meant to
How
just
could it
like
be
get
anything
hard
but
in your
other than
pants and then
awkward?
not do anything, or like just feel really awkward around all your
I know.
friends?
How is this fun?
What is
It
it
doesn't
for?
make any sense. It's the dumbest
Just,
tradition.
I mean, why pay money for? Just put on a like browser and open up porn if you want to jerk off together. Just
Thank
commit
you.
to the bit.
I know.